Morty, look, come look. This one idiot's trying to think he knows how to, thinks he can tell what our story's gonna be. Watch how hilarious this is. Morty, where are you? Morty? I don't care.
Oh, my name is Flump1186 Slam, and welcome to another theory video. This time of Rick and Morty. I believe I talked about this in a review of Rick and Morty earlier. Either I did do that or I talked to someone about it. In any case, I wanted to bring up the theory because there's a lot of theories, of course, for Rick and Morty. It's one of those shows where people can theorize a lot about what the show is about, what the main plot of everything is. It's kind of a show, again, like Adventure Time or Steven Universe, where there's so many hints dropped throughout the series on what is actually going to happen later on, sometimes you don't really catch them. And that's right for theory videos, theory making. And this is a theory that I've had mulling around in my head for a while, and I believe even like Game Theory tried to make one, but like even then in the end, when they said it felt kind of meh to me. I should go rewatch that video just to double check what the fudge exactly they said. But I remember correctly, there was something that I did agree with, but then most of it I didn't. And it's game theory or movie theory. I don't freaking know. It's a MacPat thing. In any case, this was my theory on Rick and Morty. I don't really actually want to go watch that video right now. Let me just get out what I had to say, and then later I'll make an update video if anything. But in any case, which I don't think I've really done that much for a lot of them. I think I did that for one theory. In any case, this is the origin of Evil Morty. Because if anyone who's seen Rick and Morty before knows that there's Evil Morty, who only appears in one episode. A lot of characters just do. Appears in one episode, and there's a lot of speculation on who he is. Along with different things like saying like, oh, that it was originally Rick's original Morty. And stuff like that. And this is how I'll bring into it. One that I think we've already seen what Rick's original Morty before in this series. And we've also seen Evil Morty's original timeline, or original dimension. And that was all in the first episode. And the reason why I'm saying this and bringing this up is because if anyone remembers the very first episode of Rick and Morty, I'm not talking about, mind you, when I say first episode, I don't mean the unofficial pilot where it's lick my balls came from. I mean the actual first episode. The first episode of Rick and Morty, Morty and Rick, or was it, Rick wakes Morty up and they drive off, they fly off, and Rick's gonna blow up the planet because he's super drunk and he's just saying, I want to restart this all over again, Morty. I just want to restart all over again. I don't care. I just want to restart all over again. There's my terrible Rick impression. This then leads to Rick building a bomb that then is apparently supposed to destroy the entire planet. It's supposed to destroy everything, I believe in the dimension. I'm not quite sure. It's supposed to destroy everything. Morty goes, Morty, of course, is like, no, Rick, put us down. We're not blowing up the planet. And Rick passes out, and Morty has no goddamn idea how to disarm the bomb, and he goes, explosion in 5, 4, whatever, and then that ends, and cuts straight to the theme song, and then right after that, you have that Morty's been awake all night helping Rick with whatever. And that's where the thing is. We've seen later on in the series that we sometimes always don't start off following the same Rick and Morty throughout the series. This actually happened, I believe, twice. I believe the first time it happened was the first showing of Evil Morty in the Something Wicked This Way Comes, where we're following a Rick the day before the anniversary of him returning back into Beth's life, saying he doesn't want spaceship pancakes, he just wants regular pancakes. And then everyone dies, then they either die, I forgot exactly what happened, but they take the Morty, kill the Rick, and leave. And then we cut to our Rick and Morty after the theme song. This, and even then another one was, what is it? C-137 is the Morty or the Rick we're following. We find out when C-137 Rick and Morty at the end of Jerry Baree that we actually weren't following the Rick and Morty we started off with. We were actually following another Rick and Morty that with Gumbobulous Mike or whatever that actually went through it. And you learn this from the tickets that they have, where our C-137 Rick had a ticket that said like C-137 or whatever number, and by the end of it, that's the Rick that goes, "Hey, do you have our Jerry? We have this one." And they're like, and they just trade Jerry's. That is twice already in the series that we've seen that we always don't need to start off with the same Rick and Morty to then, continue onward with the story. We can jump from different Ricks and Mortys from different dimensions. And then same goes for this beginning one, where, one, if you're going to place a hint on something's off, like doing it right at the beginning of the series or something like that could really be, a great F you to the audience, which I don't mean that in a bad F you way. I mean that in a sense of like, you didn't see that coming, did ya? In that case, with Rick and Morty, this was theory I've had one in my head for a bit, so I kind of sound a lot better when I talk about it. But my theory is that, again, that is Evil Morty, and if not Rick's first Morty, in that first episode, in the beginning, showing why this happened, and also sets up for why Evil Morty doesn't want or wants to kill Rick for whatever reason. Being that Rick probably blew up his planet, if not his world. I don't know if Evil Morty's world, the one where all the other Mortys are put on the dome and the world looks kind of really destroyed, I don't know if that could be a case that is originally Rick's original world, aka Evil Morty's world. But I'm not sure on that note, because I think there'd probably be some bits like Rick would probably know like instantly, like, "Hey, this is the world I used to be on," or something like that. But the being that Rick basically didn't wake up. He did not wake up from his drunken stupor, and Morty was probably had to stay there alone with the bomb. Possibly, I don't know, maybe they dropped the bomb. Maybe Morty was able to get the bomb out of the car. Maybe him and Rick were able to cram themselves into the car right before it explodes. Morty probably pushing Rick in there. Those thing explodes, destroys regular Morty's planet. And, of course, killing not only his family, but everyone on Earth, probably made Morty a bit peeved at Rick. To the point to where there's no going back. There's no Rick saying anything that could let Morty, that could get Morty back on his side. There's nothing that could say that. And that's when Rick says, "Well, if you want to stay here, I'm leaving." And he leaves. He's gone. Rick leaves, goes to the dimension where the Rick hasn't been there for, 20-something years or so. And that's where it is. That basically this is saying that the original Rick with the original Morty, that this is the one where he stood with Morty throughout the entire lifespan, possibly even teaching him new technology, or this Rick teaching his original Morty about technology, about science. That's how this Morty learned about the mind control thing, or creating the fake Rick or whatever, or robot Rick, putting the technology in the brain of the other Ricks. Possibly even learning how to create his own portal gun, or in it, some way, like how he's able to skip across dimensions as well. Or he could have just found a Rick that was coming in, took his portal gun. But doing something around that line, having something like that, because one, we already know that Rick says that a smart Morty or something like that could be dangerous, or a cocky Morty or something like that could be dangerous, and that could then mean, evil Morty. Could be that maybe this isn't even Rick's second Morty. Maybe this evil Morty has been going at him throughout a couple of years, or something along those lines. That this Rick knows this Morty, because this Rick probably trained this Morty. This Rick probably taught this Morty how to use technology, how to become a scientist. And in the end, kind of screwed Rick over a bit when Rick blew up the planet and Morty was like, I'm gonna fucking kill you for this. So along those lines, that way, one, we know that this gives Evil Morty a reason to chase down Rick. Why? He has a vendetta. He knows, I'm going to freaking kill you for what you did. As possibly even all the rest of the Ricks. And we also would then know, there was actually another bit where, I believe it was the last episode, not the Rick Mancy of the Rick Stone, or Rick Mancy of the Stone, the one right before that, the opening of season 3, where Morty and Summer were talking, he says, these are the worlds that when they show Cronenberg world, Morty's original dimension, where Morty goes, these are the part of the adventures you don't see. And that's the kind of bit in that. Like, that Evil Morty, Evil Morty's world, that's the world you don't see. The world that Rick blew the fudge up, that he just said, F it, going to a new world. And, just left completely. That's the thing. It all kind of hints at that, yeah, Evil Morty probably is a Morty out for revenge. That this is the Morty that Rick originally blew up in the other. If I remember correctly, the movie theory, I believe they said that the original Morty was the one who came from the frog dimension. And I guess it is in a similar sense kind of to that, but even then I don't know how many of the beginning ones would be it. That could be, let's say, like, maybe that's it, or heck, maybe the world blew up and maybe the bomber ever created mutant frogs. I don't know. But I feel more along the lines of that. It's originally the beginning cutscene, the beginning scene of the first episode. Because that is the first bit of Rick and Morty that you ever see, and it would be such a ginormous bomb to be like, oh crap, we've seen his story already told to us. And, we slowly see, placed out. There is a lot of evidence saying that, yeah, Rick did something. And of course we have like the whole bits where like where Rick has memories of Morty as a baby when he apparently Morty shouldn't have been born when Rick was around. So there is, those tidbits, those little bits. And we also know that Rick likes to jump across worlds when things get, hairy. So this all meshes together and fits pretty goddamn well. And I don't know. It's just a theory that I just came up with, and I would love to see how this is going to end. Cause it seems like along the lines that this Morty is already seeming like, yeah, he's really going to a point where he doesn't really care for Rick and he's having points of mental breaks. Where, the episode before this one, the season 3 episode, he shot Rick in the forehead. We saw Morty go ballistic on the Purge planet and stuff like that. We've seen already that Morty is getting more destructive, I guess you could say, as well as not liking Rick all that much. To the point to where he basically killed Rick. Yeah, the gun was fake and shot him or whatever, but he basically killed Rick. If that gun was actually loaded or actually usable, he was straight up ready to kill Rick in there. So we already know that, yeah, there's Morty's love for Rick is kind of dwindling if there was any. So, I don't know. But tell me what you think in the comments below. Thank you for watching, whichever videos that I've done. Links are on my face, description buttons over there somewhere. And Tiny Rick!
Oh god, I found the furry dimension!